Hailing all nerds, this is More Than Dice, the podcast where we dive deep into the realms of everything nerdy. Whether you're a nerd culture connoisseur, a tabletop titan, a miniature gaming marveler, or just someone who proudly embraces their inner geek, this is the podcast for you. And now here's your hosts, Gonzo, Nerd, and Mizzy.
Welcome to another episode of More Than Dice. I'm Gonzo.
I'm Nerd.
I'm Mizzy.
Welcome to episode 318 that we're at.
Already?
Isn't that
Has
right,
it been
Mizzy?
18 weeks since we had our 300th episode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's actually, I think it's probably been more than 318, or more than 18 weeks, because we probably had a couple of days off at one point.
Yeah.
So, yeah, episode 318, we're going to be talking about Dragonfall, which Nerd went to. She's going to give us a review, how it went, and everything. We're also going to be talking about things that happened at conventions that you can do besides play games, because there was a lot of discussion about that. And since Mizzy and I are going to Warfare Weekend this week, and you're there, you can always look up, and you could get new stickers from us because we've got new More Than Dice stickers that we'll be bringing with us, that you can put on your mugs, put on your bags, you name it. We'll be giving them away.
I want one.
You can't have one.
Here.
I'm actually waiting to send you some because I got other things I have to send to you. Nothing big, but you'll get it. But before we get anywhere, let's get to the business. We want to thank Cuttlefish Colors for sponsoring the channel and bringing us awesome color for glazing and sketching. We also want to thank Turbo Dork for awesome metallic and turbo shifting colors. We also want to thank Creature Caster for providing us with awesome miniatures to paint and 3D print through their My Mini Factory, and also the makers of Judgment. So make sure you check them out. Other than that, I think that's everybody. We got a decent amount of stuff going on. So, got a lot of things. So, just so you know, guys, there will be no hobby hangout this Wednesday, and there will be no stream next Sunday, as most of us will be at Warfare Weekend. And then the Wednesday after Warfare Weekend, we will not be streaming. We're going to be resting because that's what we do.
I took an extra day off from work this time.
I didn't take.
I was smart. I thought ahead.
Shadow Sword.
I'm proud of you.
Shadow Sword asked if they could get a sticker if they don't come to work for a weekend. Yeah, we could probably send you a sticker or two. We got two different ones. We got one with our logo and then one with our little meme pictures, emojis. So yeah, we can get you one, buddy. We can mail one out to you. And then also we'll see us at Adepticon most likely, and you can get some there too. We found a new sticker company to go with that is much better and much cheaper, and it's the same stupid sticker, so no big deal. Do we have any shout outs this week, Mizzy?
I have one that I am aware of. Jerry Taylor from the Star Trek family. She was a writer for Next Gen and co-creator of Star Trek Voyager. Gotcha.
Well, it's talking about Star Trek. The final season of Lower Decks is either starting or going to start pretty soon, which you can't wait to see. And then Starfleet Academy has already been renewed for a season 2 already, and it hasn't even started yet.
Damn.
So they've already started writing and doing everything for that. So there's got to be something good coming out of this because it's already hitting off, which I'm super excited. That'd be cool
Fingers
to see.
Crossed.
Yeah. It'd be cool to see the Academy side of it because we've seen everything else. Why not?
Yeah.
See a
When's
bunch
that
of,
due to come out?
I don't know when it's supposed to come out. So We'll get to some other media sections in a little bit, but we got to get to the important question. I've been living off of Mountain Dew's coffee, so I decided tonight I would drink water since I do have to work tomorrow. Nerd, what are you drinking?
Good old H2O.
With ice. Fancy.
With ice. Ice.
Ooh.
Baby. Mizzy, what are you drinking?
I've got some light blue Gatorade for the hydrates.
For the hydrates. I should have been drinking that today, but I drank a Mountain Dew just so it keeps the caffeine energied up so I can get through these last bit and be done tonight. Mostly tonight.
Huzzah.
I am pacing myself on the energy drinks because I will be living off of them starting Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. Usually we do.
How far of drive is it for you guys?
6 hours.
Five,
yeah,
6
roughly 5, 6. No, it's not bad. Also,
as far as it is for me, that's not so bad.
Yeah, did do the cool thing. So our good friend Nestor made a tray to hold our Warcrow widgets and
the pretty pinky purple one.
Widgets and tokens and such, and he made a 3D print of that. I wanted to thank our good friend Nestor for making that and such. I'm going to go take a dog and put him in his crate because he won't shut up. So, one moment, guys. I apologize.
Quick, nerd. Do goblin things.
Wait, that's a Murloc thing. Well, I'm not in his office. I can't run in there and steal all the dice in the Chinese. Because that's what I want to do.
That's a thing. I see your lips moving, Gonzo.
You can see my lips moving like I'm talking?
Yep.
All right, so guys, like I said, we will be at Warfare Weekend. We're going to see if you're going to be there. Come and hang out, say hi, do whatever. Other than that,
if you're cool.
Yeah. Play some games. Other than that, guys, please take care of yourself. Please look after each other. We've got to do that more than anything right now. There's a lot of stuff going on politically that I know a lot of charged things and everything. So look after each other. If you see something, say something. If you hear something, say something. If you can do something, do something. If you can't, find something at will because we've got to look after each other. Cheers.
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 All the water.
My thirst is quenched.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to go and switch over. I need to get to the paint cam. I did want to show... Oh. Well, that was weird. Show the... Why is our screen messed up? Oh, because it wants to keep going to streaming. Like, we're not. Discord wants me to stream is what it was.
Oh.
Like, no, we're not going to do that.
Bad Discord.
So, we had talked about it and I wanted to show off. I did get the...
Nice.
Night terrors. Let me focus that in a little bit better.
Focus. Focus. There we go.
I need to do another sealant on them because I actually, so this week, my bases have the little crackle paint on it where it's got the green underneath. Well, I learned that the new crackle paint that I put on there technically eats up the paint. So I took primed them white, airbrushed the green on them, and then let them dry, and then threw the crackle paint on the top of it. And when it crackled, it peeled the paint off from the base. So I was like, son of a bitch. So I had to paint the green over it again, and then put a gloss coat over it, and then put the crackle paint on top. So that was learning experience 101 type thing on it. Not bad, just something I had to learn. It did take a lot of time and cause a lot of issues, but I got it fixed.
It was fixed, so it's fine.
Yeah, it was just annoying. Which I looked at this all the stuff that I was painting, and I'm pretty much max FA on almost every Cryx Necrofactorium model.
That's pretty disgusting, Gonzo. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, the only thing I don't have max FA on are the Raptors and the Sludge Throwers, which I'm okay. I don't need max FA on that, but I've got max FA on Malefactors and everything else. Not max FA on the Machine Wraith Dominators, which he turned out really cool. I don't know if everybody's seen that one, but he turned out really sweet.
Yes. Green glowy bits.
Yeah, he turned out perfect.
Yeah, I like this color contrast.
Yeah, so, but be max FA +1 for the Mechanical Swarms, because you have to have one extra for the feat ability.
You don't have to have one unless you're Gonzo.
Well, otherwise you have to wait till a unit dies so you can use the feat, and I don't want to wait until a unit dies to use the feat. So you just buy an extra unit of them. So, no biggie. So, I need to probably fix my camera so you can see what I'm doing. I'm not going to have a lot of room because I got so many freaking models on my desk.
And whose fault is that?
Missy's.
The fuck you say? I didn't tell you to buy all that Cryx.
So, pretty much what I'm going to be doing is just finishing up these. Putting the dots on, doing the rivets and bronze on these guys, and then they'll be done. And then I'll be almost officially done painting. I got to do a quick wash of brown on some parts, but that's simple and easy. So, other than that. But let's get to the real business of why we're here today. Nerd went to a convention. Nerd, go ahead and let's talk about Dragonfall.
Yes, Dragonfall, not DragonCon. It is a charity gaming festival up in, one second. Up in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. Also home and origin of D&D and Gary Con for Gary Gygax. It is held in the same convention center even as Gary Con. But whereas Adepticon, you're getting thousands of people, you're getting hundreds of people at Dragonfall. It's a much smaller con, but lots of like small intimate classes. I got to meet Lila Mev from YouTube, who's from Illinois. She was an absolute delight to hang out with. I got to hang out with Zambies for a little bit and also meet her little ones, her little gremlins. I got to look after them for a chunk of a day. And we played some live action Mario Party, which the best part was getting blindfolded and shooting children with a Nerf crossbow. Yeah.
Nice.
But no, I got Tony, you got me monologuing. He is one of the people that's in charge of it, and he put me in charge of making sure that the community paint and pass piece got painted, which I realized once it got put together, I forgot to have anybody paint the inside of the shoulder pads. Or the shoulder pieces, but whatever, it's a little too late now. Somebody's got a big, like 12-inch tall Tenjin, because this thing was absolutely ginormous. It had, like, no joke, 20 pieces that I had to separate between people to paint. This thing was huge.
Damn.
But it was awesome. It was still really fun to paint, but yeah, he's putting me in charge of he's having me captain the paint and pass for next year. in possibly future years.
That's awesome.
So, yeah. So, if we had a good way to show pictures, I would show pictures, but you can go check out Dragonfall at dragon-fall.com, or you can find them on Facebook. But yeah, all the money goes to charity. They do a big charity auction, or a charity raffle, should I say. All the money for that goes to charity. I think it was going to a food bank this year. But yeah, there's also a painting exhibition, which a lot of people entered. I'm probably going to enter next year. It's closer to like ReaperCon, where you are basically competing against yourself as opposed to other people at like, Golden Demon or Resin Beast, that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
It's you enter into a category and then you get a medal or a place depending on how well you do against like your own technique. Like how well did you execute what you were trying to do?
I was trying to get paint on it so I could play with it.
It looked pretty on the table.
Right?
I actually put some effort into it because I only get like 2 hours a day to do anything for myself. So what was there to do at Dragonfall?
There's classes, there was events, there was tournaments, there was a vendor hall, there was live action Mario Party one of the days. What did they have the other day? They had something else the other, or maybe it was live action Mario Party both days. I don't remember, but yeah.
It's as if you might have slept since then, nerd.
So, but that's if you're attending, and it's not horribly expensive. It's like I think like $35-$40 to attend, and like the location that it was at was absolutely gorgeous.
Do you know if you have to pay per event that you want to participate in?
That I do not know, but I can check their website.
Yeah, that's becoming. We were. A lot of people have been talking. All our community and everything's been talking that there's like 2, maybe 3 conventions they can go to a year, and people were talking, well, if I go to this one, it's going to cost me X amount of dollars. Well, I go to this one, it costs me X amount of dollars. And so,
yeah, like there was even D&D games going on, and let's see, they had for Games Workshop, they had Age of Sigmar, 40K, Kill Team, and Warhammer Old World. For other miniatures, they had Star Wars Legion, War Machine, Iron Gauntlet, and Bushido. And then they had Pathfinder and D&D. So a little bit of everything. It does not say, I think it's when you register, it would tell you if something costs. But I'm not finding that information on the
I think they charge
on the
per
website.
event.
It would make sense.
Gotcha.
Usually when there's a 40K tournament, they charge, $30 to $40 to get in, and then it's like X amount of dollars to play in an event. So, not surprised. That's the industry standard on most conventions nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of stuff. So, did you enjoy yourself?
Oh, very, very much so. Stayed with a friend that lives in the Madison area, and so we just commuted an hour or so every day through some of the nice country back roads of Wisconsin. And I mean, in the fall it's gorgeous.
A lot of fallen trees.
No, not really.
Was a lot of dragon fallen?
I'm just going to ignore you.
So I'm guessing Dragonfall is going to happen again next year.
Yes.
We have a date and a time frame for that?
Yes, October 3rd, 4th, and 5th, I believe. I just was looking at their Facebook. Yes, 3rd through the 5th in the Grand Geneva Resort in Lake Geneva.
Nice.
Maybe next year I'll get to go to the Gary Gygax house, because I wanted to go this year because it was the 50th anniversary, but I did not get an opportunity to do so. I spent most of my time at the convention in the community paint room, working and recruiting people to work on the paint and pass. So
that tracks.
Yep.
But worth it.
Yeah, got pictures of some awesome pieces.
Awesome pieces.
Awesome.
Awesome
possum. Awesome sauce.
That's cool.
Cool beans, yo.
Yeah, probably staying off site is probably your best bet, especially since you had someone you could stay with.
Yeah, and so it was free to stay as opposed to $300 plus a night. So that is the downside, is though the Grand Geneva Resort is expensive-o, Stevo.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I've heard people, they said the convention's great, but the cost of the rooms is outrageous, and a lot of people just can't go.
Yeah. So, but it was worth it even with the drive. We just got up a little early, made sure we had coffee, and got on the road.
Yeah. An hour drive's not bad. You just got to plan it out.
Yeah. But my friend that I stayed with, Falling Freely, she's a streamer as well. But this was her first time being an art vendor at a convention. So she took a bunch of her dice boxes and art prints and other things that she's made, some earrings and whatnot, and was selling that.
Cool.
So, hey.
That's awesome. I think I've watched a few of her streams recently when I jumped on to check things out and such.
So yeah, that's Dragonfall.
You gonna go back next year? I'm assuming.
Oh yeah.
Cool. So one of the things I wanted to talk about after you wanted to talk about that was that we needed to talk about what to do at a convention, because a lot of people, they can or can't afford going to a convention.
Yeah.
And so they still want to go, but it's expensive. That's the reason why a lot of people have been talking about, I can only make maybe 2 conventions a year.
Yeah.
That.
That's why I had to drop out of Warfare Weekend this year.
Yeah, because even for the cheaper ones, it's still expensive because travel, vacation, whatever you have to have. Mm-hmm. And then the cost of the room, cost of the gas, you name it. There's a ton of
food.
There's just a ton of things to think about when you go to conventions that are not just how much the room is going to cost and what I'm going to spend at the vendor hall.
Yeah.
Yes. Because the vendor hall is dangerous territory.
Yes, it can be quite quickly.
Because you want all the nerd crack, and you have limited nerd crack money.
It is true.
Because there are ways to subsidize your cost. Either A, become a vendor, but you have to pay to become a vendor, and then hopefully make enough money to pay for that, and
but that's a way to attend without attend. Like it's a different way to attend.
Yes.
Working attendance.
Yes. Like if you're one of those people where the big crowds and you don't want to be in the middle of it, go hang out in the vendor hall. Like if you have a small business or something that you think would work well with something like that, be an art vendor. Put a table between you and the crowds. That's what I used to do.
Another way to put a table between you and crowds is help volunteer for registration, or
it is true.
Passing merch out that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, our friend Erica, besides Warfare Weekend, she helps out a lot at it. Like, she helps out at Adepticon. She tries to get classes, but the classes just sell out so quickly there that she usually can't get into it. But she does a lot of hanging out and helping.
Volunteer work.
Yeah, volunteer work is pretty popular.
Mm-hmm.
And usually you get your badge paid for. Depending on what type of volunteer you're doing, you can get a hotel sometimes out of it. Just depends. It all depends on the convention. All depends on the area, etc., etc.
Yep.
And usually, sometimes they let you take classes for free, or you can attend some events for free, or sometimes you get food, or you get vouchers for food, or something like that. Which is always important, because even though you volunteer, and all of us want to do it to make the convention better, it's always good to reward people that are volunteering to do it.
Yes.
Because they're spending their time, their energy, their vacation to help out.
Mm-hmm.
And that can be a pretty daunting task.
Yeah. If you end up not being able to get into the classes or events that you necessarily want to because they're full up, have you ever thought about running your own event? Like my friend Tara last year at Adepticon ran a D&D one-shot. It was her first time attending, and she wasn't taking classes, but she still wanted to do something fun. So she ran a D&D game. And that was a hell of fun. She did the Wild Beyond the Witchlight Carnival, just as like a good intro thing. Like I'm looking at running Oops All Bards as a one shot for Adepticon this coming year. I need to message them about.
Do it, nerd.
Yep.
All the bards, all the things.
Well, I need to do it sooner rather than later because they need to get it on the schedule for registration.
Yes.
Yeah, going and running an event, if your event's approved, because usually you have to get them approved, is a good way to get to do stuff. But usually there's, policies and procedures. Like you have to run more than one event. You can't just like, I'm going to run one 15-minute demo and then you get a free badge. It's got to be, there's usually guidelines and everything.
Yeah, like running a one shot is one thing because that's like 4 to 5 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, usually, typically, if you're running about a 4-hour game, they're usually like, okay, here's your free badge, or something of that nature.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they did for Tara.
Which is good, because 4 hours out of the day, and you get to go, you've brought people in, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
Especially if your event sells out or has enough people, etc.
Exactly. Etc.
Yeah, usually, especially if you go like Gen Con, you can get paid for your events. Because Gen Con, they charge for events and you get paid based on your attendance. So there's that whole thing. But it varies from convention to convention.
It makes sense.
And it also depends, like if you get paid, it depends on how much you get paid, because they could have, a stipulation fee on top of it saying, all right, you only get 75% of the ticket cost. And so you can kind of dictate how much you want to charge based on that. Usually it's mostly artists that, that follows in on, because they need to be paid for their classes.
Yeah.
That's always a big kicker. And there's different policies, like you only get paid for the tickets that, you get. So if nobody shows up, you don't get paid for the class, even though you probably did everything to get ready for the class.
Yeah.
So that all just depends on. And then some places, if you cancel early, like you set up a class or you set up something and you cancel your class a certain days before, you're actually responsible for the refund on it.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so you have to be careful. I know of at least one convention that if you cancel your class or whatever you're going to be doing like 60 days before the event, you have to pay all the refunds and the refund fees.
Oh, damn.
That's brutal. It's effective, but brutal.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stipulations on that. And some of them are, some of them like you cancel, they just don't let you come back. Because they could have sold that spot to someone else.
Yeah.
Because the spots that they have to rent those out for a certain amount of time. So space is money. So, Nerd, what's some other things you can do?
There's other volunteering things. You can volunteer to help. So we said registration. There's like usually exhibitions. There's community paint and pass. There's like just helping people find places depending on the size of the convention, like helping people like find where their classes are or events are.
Which I think is going to be a very prevalent job coming Adepticon this next year.
Yeah.
Because
it's a new location.
Which I'm looking forward to.
Yes.
Yes. Depending on your background, potentially volunteering as like medical, like a first aid person. Sure. I don't know. Like you would know better than I about the different kind of jobs that would exist for volunteering, because this is only my third convention. So
they always need runners. They always need backups.
Runners, thank you. That's what I was thinking of.
People that can, hey, can you fill in here? Hey, can you help pack swag bags? Can you do this? Hey, can you do that?
Yeah.
There's always something to do. Adepticon, we're always talking, I used to talk with them a lot. And it's always like, you're sitting around? No, I have something you can do. Go do it. There's always something that needs to be done, something that needs to be set up, something that needs to be tore down, you name it.
Oh, yeah. Things that need to be moved.
Yep. Always. Don't let anybody tell you there's always something that needs to be done, whether they like it or not. So, about halfway through my Mechanothrall swarm, dotting the rivets. I'm actually tired of rivets. This will be a good amount of pressure off once this is done. Because then
You're so close.
I am very, very close to being done. But I'm looking forward to playing with them. I'm looking forward to hanging out with friends, getting things done.
All the things.
Causing shenanigans.
I was going to ask you, since you were talking about, running events, how do you prepare for running a one-shot?
Oh, man. See, this is one that I've run multiple times, so it's one that I know inside and out. Like, personally, I rewrite one-shots in my own DMing style. So that, like, it's easier for me when I'm running it. like depending on the order in which things are going to happen, or like if I need to know something about a character, or there's been a few different one shots that I've run where I've definitely changed the order or like truncated things, like because it gives like room descriptions, but I don't necessarily leave that in my notes. I tend to put it like mostly what is combat and dialogue. But this will be my first time running a one shot in person. Now running it digitally is very, very different.
Well,
there's a lot less to take with you, but I've already started, like I've got minis that I had ordered for running this one shot like a while ago, that I need to finish painting. I need to find maps.
So you got your computer right there, right?
Yeah.
What notes do you usually take? I mean, like whenever you're doing notes, do you have like a notes section pulled up or anything that you could kind of tell everybody?
Yeah. So like I tend to like give I have like an introduction, like laying out like the premise and introducing the characters. I have I usually then will take notes on all of the key NPCs that are in there and have that at the top. And then depending on like the order of the story, a lot of the time one shots are going to be written with like rooms or sections that are denoted by either a number or like say like the east part of town or whatever it may be. I tend to put it in the order that it's presented in the book, because that way it's easier for me to find, or I'll number it myself, so that way it coordinates to things on the map.
Are you taking notes now?
No.
Oh, because I can hear you clicking around on your keyboard. Is what I was wondering.
Yeah, no, that's me trying to find stuff.
Oh, I was like, here, just click, 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 click.
Not all
click.
of us can be prepared off the top of our heads, Gonzo. We have to find things.
I was not expecting that question. How dare you ask me questions?
How dare you ask a question about running one shots?
I wasn't prepared for that. Asking me questions and stuff.
Yeah, that running small events for people is always good at a convention, because everybody's always looking for something simple and to the point that it's not going to be like an 8-hour tournament. Some people like small things that just, can happen. So I didn't know. I mean, I ran a small RPG at Warfare Weekend, and it was just to show off a system or stuff. It wasn't anything big, and pretty much I knew exactly what it was, and it was mostly to show off the game engine. It wasn't meant to do anything big or whatever, but it was just for that reason alone. And so I just wanted to do, quick combat, not very little story, you name it. There wasn't much to it. So I didn't have to prepare a lot. I mean, I've thought about running classes and such, because I know a lot of people have asked me about 3D printing. And then asked about, quick painting, but a lot of people have asked about 3D printing stuff. So I thought about doing classes about 3D printing, but I decided, nah, not worried about it. Not going to do it. I have to start limiting myself of what I can and can't do, and what I want to do.
The majority of what I end up putting in my notes for a one shot, it really is the dialogue or the narration, so that I know what descriptions go with what.
And I think one shot like RPGs are perfect for convention play. I mean,
yeah,
especially since you're going to be bringing the character sheet, so you know exactly what's going to be happening.
Yep, I've got my menu for the tavern. I've got my like transitions in here. I've got it like basically laid out in the order in which it would happen in the one shot, because in a one shot you're going to be railroading your players a little more than you would in a regular campaign.
Yeah, because you've got it. So that's something that people don't understand is, or people don't know is, yes, you have an event that's lasting 4 hours, but you have to be in and out of that spot in 4 hours.
Yeah.
There isn't this, I can go over a few hours, or I can go, I can go over 30 minutes. 99% of the time, it's you have to start on time and finish. There is no allowing, any time over, because that spot on some conventions is used for another game.
Mm-hmm.
And so you've got to just get it out and get it done. So you have to be very much prepared to do just that.
Yeah. So like that's why I chose the one that I did, because like I've run this 4 times now with different groups, and I've never gone over 4 hours.
Yeah.
So it'd be a chance to kind of sit down, have everybody introduce themselves, finish like iron out any character creation, or just have pre-made characters.
Yeah, you always want to bring pre-mades. Makes it just so much easier. That way you don't have to worry about anything, and they got to be simple characters, because you got some people that may have never played at all that they're going to have to figure out how to play. And you could set your thing saying, hey, only experienced players, but
yeah, well, it's going to be level 4, so they've got to, it shouldn't be terribly hard, but it's going to be a little more than just like a level 1 character.
Yeah.
Plus, it's less homework for the people to be there. I'll just have a variety. I'll have to create a variety of bards for them to use.
Yeah, and since everybody's a bard, that'll make it a little bit easier for characters, because if someone's played a bard and knows how to play, they can help direct someone else that has never played.
Exactly.
So, yeah, doing one shots is really good and really fun, and it helps out. And also, I know a lot of people like to do one shot so they can test out the system.
If you've got downtime, a lot of cons have a board game library as well that you can go and like check out games and try them out for a few hours.
Yeah, definitely.
Like if you don't, if you're traveling, if you're traveling light and don't want to have to take a ton with you, don't worry about it. There's one waiting for there's one there waiting for you.
Yeah, most
there's
of the time.
Several. Yeah. So
stretch the neck. 7 more to go.
Woo! You got this. I believe at you. You can do the thing.
I can do the ducts.
I have a torso.
Oh, I hope so. I mean, you'd be dead.
I just want that out of context. I have a torso.
I'm glad you have a torso, because if you didn't have a torso, you'd be dead.
Torso.
Hey, Shadow Sword, if you're still in there, make sure to send us, go to the Discord and send us your address, and we'll get you a couple of stickers for you.
DM works too if you don't want to expose yourself.
Or DM, yeah. DM Captain Mizzy.
I got you. I promise I'm not a weird stalker. I'm weird, but I'm not a weird stalker. There's a difference.
Yay, weird people.
Yeah.
So we still got 15 minutes. What else can we think of that you can do at cons that other than events?
Check on your friends. Make sure that they're eating.
And hydrating. And sleeping.
And resting when they need to. And not overexerting themselves.
Yes.
Yeah, because you also... You've got to remember that you still need to get some sleep.
Yeah.
And still do some fun things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, while you want to get your money's worth, you should still be making sure you take care of yourself. At least eating something, getting some protein in your body.
Yeah.
If you have extra snacks, share your snacks.
Also, something else that you can do, I know it's getting very popular, is after party games, and I'm not meaning like adult or drinking games. I'm like one of the things that we're going to be doing at Warfare Weekend is there's quite a few people that were like, hey, let's play some Magic Commander. And I'm like, that'll be great because all you got to do is a Commander deck. You don't have to spend a ton of money and you can play Magic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I mean, and it's quick and easy. There's after games that are not drinking style, but are definitely
Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah, just hang out, kind of.
I would love a Cards Against Humanity session.
Just hanging out and playing, hanging out with the Con family and playing.
Yeah. Like some people I know at Adepticon go upstairs to the restaurant area, have a drink, and play Warcry.
Yeah. There's a lot of after games that go on. Clifton Klein always plays Werewolf. Which did you realize they made a movie?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. They made a werewolf movie. This family's playing werewolf, and it's a Jumanji type thing.
I need to watch it just for the principle of it.
Yes, just so I can.
Why?
But yeah, this family is playing werewolf, and they get transported to the werewolf world and have to play the game.
Yeah, that's 100% just a Jumanji ripoff.
Yeah. Well, it's got Leon from The Professional, so definitely have to watch it.
Oh, it's got Jean Reno. Okay, yeah. You have my attention.
Yeah, he's in it, and it's a foreign film. But I saw that, and I sent Clifton a message. He's like, "They did it! I can't believe they fucking did it." I'm like, "Yep."
That's great.
So it'll be interesting to see and watch. I mean, I'll watch it just because it looks like it's going to be interesting, but still, it's just like, dang it, that's a lot.
I might be getting Netflix back soonish.
Oh.
Well, we swap out throughout the year, like we change out what streaming services we have at different times, because that way we're not paying for stuff we're not gonna watch.
Yeah.
Or whatnot. So we're looking at dropping Max and getting Netflix. So I'll be able to actually catch up and watch some of these Netflix shows you guys keep telling me about.
Yes.
So, oh man, my eyes are starting to burn. I'm getting cross-eyed from looking at all this. I have 6 to go.
Take a break, Gonzo.
No, I got 6 to go.
You got this. I believe in you. You can do the thing.
I got 6 to go to dot. I mean, I don't want to count them, but fuck, there's a lot of them.
There's that many.
2, 3. No. And I'm painting the other things that are, supposed to be bronze while I'm doing it too, but they're just simple, easy. It's just so many freaking dots.
Nerd.
Yes?
Sword has a good question. How do you entertain small children at cons?
Ooh.
Oh, voices. Kids love voices. They also like to hit each other. So trying to find things to occupy them physically, so that they are not beating on each other, depending on it, whether or not they're siblings. I am actually looking at trying to teach doing like a mini painting class for kids so that there is something for like that's a little bit more family friendly. But I do not have children of my own, so like I'm good at entertaining other people's children.
I figured a really good painting class for kids is contrasting paint skeletons.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
That would be super, super easy and super, super quick.
Yeah.
That would be, and then you could have multiple skeletons there. It goes, here's how you use, here's a skeleton. You want your skeleton to be a normal bone color? Here's, the contrast paint for bone.
Do you want it to be pink? Here, half hot pink.
Yeah, here's a hot pink. And using contrast would be great because they don't have to worry about being, super precise with it. They can just go with it. And skeletons are easy because it's just a bone. And, there's not anything really hardcore to worry about.
Yeah.
I would think that would be really good.
That would be. You're not wrong.
Good class to teach.
Do it, nerd. Make it happen.
Well, my thought was teaching painting basics using Pez dispensers.
Oh.
Because Pez dispensers are cheap, especially in bulk. They're easy to find because you can get those at like Walmart, or you can get them in bulk at like Amazon or wherever. But just teaching the basics of doing like base coating, mid-tone, highlight, glazing. And I've been seeing like I was looking at the entries for ReaperCon's exhibition, and there was a lot of people that had done Pez dispensers painted up.
Yeah, you can do that. Pez dispensers. I mean,
that's
cool.
You
have a friend that could 3D print the skeletons. That would save you time too.
Yeah.
If only you knew someone with a 3D printer.
Gonzo has been retired from providing models for other people. So, yeah, a kid's class would be good. Like, you must be under this age to do it. Parents are allowed to be there to supervise. That's it.
Yeah.
That way you don't get a bunch of people coming in and sucking up the classes from everybody else. You want to learn how to paint contrast? Go to an adult class. This is for the kids. Type thing. 1 unit to go. 1 unit to go.
So close.
I had to get more paint out because it started to dry. I was like, dang it. Stupid metallic paint's always drying so quickly. So, Mizzy, you have a torso. Do you have weapons and everything painted, or is it just the torso and the butt?
No, I got weapons. In terms of weapons, I only have to do a Nuln Oil on the cannons.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Now, do you do true metallics or non-metallics?
Speed paint metallics.
Woo! Even better.
She don't mess around with no non-metallic metal.
I ain't crazy.
She ain't Charles Foster III.
That's right, I'm not.
So right now, Charles Foster's been hanging out with us painting, and every once in a while I go, fuck, why did I choose non-metallic metals?
For the challenge.
Because he's got to get his list ready for Warfare Weekend too, because he will be there.
Yes.
Not in official capacity, but just there.
He will be there in official capacity to hang out and have fun. That is his official business.
Yeah.
That was my whole official business at Adepticon this year.
Yes.
But did you get roped into anything?
Other than doing a lot with the Peyton Pass or roping people into the Peyton Pass, no, I spent most of my time hanging out with folks and painting, which was exactly what I went there to do.
Oh, you said Adepticon. That's the reason I was asking.
Yeah, I did not even register this year. I just went for free because it's open to the public, and since I wasn't doing any events or taking any classes,
yeah,
you said I do what I want.
I do what I want.
And I only spent like $40 in. I spent less than $50 in the vendor hall.
Oop! Look at you.
That's also because I was broke as a joke.
My budget was dedicated to getting a pig battle brig, and I bought a pig battle brig.
Nice. Yeah, I knew what I wanted to get while I was there, and it was primarily like 3 different characters from Rumble Slam, and that was about it. And I got 3 characters from Rumble Slam.
Just to paint up, or you're gonna actually play?
I will eventually play. These were just to paint up because I think you need like there's a certain number of points for a full team, but I have a friend sending me a full team. So these were just the models that I wanted to paint because the set that I wanted wasn't released yet in the US. It had just come out in the UK, so otherwise I would have gotten a whole team. Because a whole team costs about the same as buying 3 separate models, depending on the models, because they ranged anywhere from like $11 to $15.
Nope.
So, but it was fun. Let's see. We got 2 minutes to media time. Anything else to wrap up?
I think that's about it. That's all I can think of.
Okay.
I mean, like I said, there's a ton of things to do besides just hang out or just besides going to tournaments.
Yeah.
The one thing we didn't cover, sightseeing.
Yes.
Oh,
Depending
yeah.
on where you are, sightseeing is always a good thing to go do. Or try food. Go explore the food wherever you are, because food is delicious.
How did we miss food?
Yeah, we always talk about
That's
food.
got to be a record for us somehow.
Talking about food, yeah, pretty much. That's something that I'm looking forward because we've already started looking, or at least I have, at the restaurants around the new Adepticon place.
Mm.
And looking at, because there's like some Indian places.
Well, there's one place I really want to go that's downtown Milwaukee that I would love to go with you guys. It's called the Safe House. Everything is decked out in spy paraphernalia. It's super inspired by like 1960s spy movies. And you have to give Moneypenny a password. You go in through like a such and such imports and exports door off of an alleyway, and you have to give her the password before she'll let you in.
Yeah, I've seen that on a.
Is the password?
It is not.
Password is.
But I remember going there back in high school, and it was really, really cool. They also have an Ed DeBevick's, which I don't know if you've ever been to one of those, but that's like the diners where the staff harass you.
No.
No?
No.
I've heard of that.
That's a no.
It was pretty fun. But anyway, all right, it is 8:00.
1 second. Gotta get the
Hurry
last
up,
dots on this one.
Faster.
Hold on, I got one. I gotta put the dots on his loincloth.
Uh-huh.
And then I can take a break. I don't want to stop mid-paint.
Valid.
Okay. I have 3 left to do. So I will get
Huzzah.
All right, take these glasses off too.
I'm proud of you. You did the things.
I did a lot of things. So, Mizzy, let's see what you've done so far.
Gotta finish this.
Let's switch over to the media section. I didn't get to see it when you showed it last. You got pecs.
I got pecs. I got a beefy back.
And a beefy back.
Woo!
So you got like 2 days to go.
I'll make it. I got this.
I know what you're doing for the rest of the night.
So I've got tonight and tomorrow, and then Tuesday I will not be doing any painting whatsoever because I have to pack.
Yes.
That's fair.
I have to repack and pack again. So.
Also, it dawned on me earlier that I have to figure out how I'm going to transport this big beastie boy. Things I did not think about when I opened it and started it.
That's oof. Especially assembled. Or even like sub-assembled.
So this is all glued together.
Oh yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's huge. It's a
freaking huge.
Takes up most of the base.
So I'll go first. I didn't get to watch a lot of TV this week, of course, because painting. But one of the things I did watch, and I'm sure Nerd's going to talk about it, was the rest of Vox Machina season, whatever this one is. Is it 4?
I have season 3.
Is it season 3? Yeah, because it just got renewed for another season.
Yes. I have not watched the final episode or the most recent episode, but I have seen everything else.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen everything this season.
I thought I watched the final episode, and then I found out it wasn't the final episode, so I was just like, oh, I should do that. But instead I've been cleaning my house.
Yeah, so I watched the entire season, and you know, Vox Machina has been a hit or miss for me. The first season was okay, and I expected the goofy shenanigans stuff, and then it started to go like all they wanted to do was dick jokes. It was nothing but dick jokes, and I was like, I want to see some D&D. I want to see some role playing. I want to see good story. You can throw a dick joke in there every so often. I get it. That's because they're going off of what was done before. But this season was a much better season. This season, there was a few dick jokes. There was a few, Scanlan is always the one making stupid jokes and such that just goes out. But it was a much better season. It had better story, had better stuff going on. It was much, much better. I enjoyed it a ton. I thought it was good, really good, much better than anything else was going on. Shadow Sword did say, and it's already been renewed. The next season's already been renewed. So hopefully we'll get. Eventually they're going to have to end it because the story. Hopefully they'll end it because the story is ended and not try to jump the shark with everything. So fingers crossed that they do that. So I hopefully it is. I liked it. I thought it was a really good season. If I was going to give it a rating for the season, it would probably be 1.5 roughly. But it was still
kind of where I'm at too.
Yeah, a little annoying stuff, but nothing that makes me go, "This sucked."
Yeah,
I think this is the best season by far. So, Mizzy.
So Nerd and I were hanging out with some of our friends the other night, and I got introduced to the show Dragula. It's basically horror themed Drag Race. With the Boulay brothers. Is that right, nerd?
Yes, the Boulay brothers.
Yeah. It was okay. It's something to watch. I don't mind it necessarily. I'm not sure how I feel about their elimination process because it seems a little arbitrary. In the first one that we watched, where they were like having to electrocute themselves,
Oh
Which-
yeah.
I was like, this doesn't base it on the skill. I'm nah. Because like with RuPaul, you got the lip sync battle, right? So it's actually based on skill. So just meh. But like the show overall is not bad. Just there's some things that I'm just kind of meh about.
That's fair.
I did like the Dungeons and Dragons episode though. That was really fun.
Yeah.
So, but again, with the ending and how they eliminated people, I'm just like, meh.
Yeah. Yeah.
They could do better. But overall, it's still a fun show. If you like horror and drag queens, and all that stuff, yeah, check it out. So,
And
2.5
drama, all the drama.
2.5 for how they eliminate people, but like good reality show.
Let's see. I rewatched Bram Stoker's Dracula. My Codium Trey has never seen it. So we sat down and watched the art housey film that is the Francis Ford Coppola's Bram Stoker's Dracula. I forgot how wacky some of the scenes were, especially like Anthony Hopkins' character. Like I had watched Dracula Dead and loving it back in the day when I was a kid, and I had never seen Bram Stoker's Dracula. So then watching it as an adult, I'm like, oh, there's this reference and that reference and that reference, and how many things it's influenced since then. This movie was made in what, 1992 or something like that.
Yep.
Um, but still holds up. Very very well acted. Great cast. And yeah, I give it like a half for being a little too long.
But Gary Oldman.
Oh, don't get me wrong, I love me some Gary Oldman, and he's most of the reason I watch that movie. If you ever want to see a good one, check out Immortal Beloved. It's him playing Beethoven.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gonzo.
So usually I've just been watching, like, getting 30-minute episodes or something like that, quick, that I can watch while I'm eating, so I can get back to painting. And last week, we were talking about music that was, earworms, and it was the Dan to Dan song from the anime Dan da Dan. And
Okay.
it's on Netflix. It's an anime, and it's about these people that, investigate ghosts and spirits and aliens and all this other stuff. And this is hardcore, straight just anime. Hot girl is into stuff, and she gets captured by aliens, and of course they want to impregnate her, and strip her down to her underwear. It is very much anime, yeah, very much just basic core anime. And it's like the aliens want to steal the guy's penis. It's like, what the fuck type thing. Just completely off the wall things. Animation is not bad. When it's not concentrating on the stupid anime tropes, it's not bad. But we're only getting episodes every so often, so we're waiting for it, and such. So right now I'm not impressed with it, but I'll keep watching it just because it's a quick 30 minutes. But I'm just like, meh.
Is it better than a Zack Snyder film?
Probably. Mizzy, what do you got?
My other one that I have is Agatha All Along. Oh my god, this episode so good,
Yeah, this
but
episode was really good.
god damn emotional damage.
This was a high. I didn't get emotional damage from it. I just got the feels. But yeah, this one actually answers some questions, and a lot of the fan bases got answers about the characters
Mm-hmm.
type thing, especially when they were jumped into the castle and they were dressed in different outfits type
The
thing.
costuming was perfection.
Yeah, the costume was really good.
And that character that you asked me about specifically, yes.
Yes. Yeah, you'll have to watch it. We're not going to spoil it, but okay. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you, but yes, I agree with you. It was a really good episode.
So that episode specifically, even though yes, emotional damage, 0. Because
I look forward to it when I have access to Disney Plus again.
Uh-huh.
Nerd?
So I started watching a series called Uzumaki. It is a Japanese horror anime based on it's a mini series based on the art of Junji Ito. If you're familiar, very, very weird, very surreal. I'm gonna give it like, I'm sure other people, it's a cup of tea for somebody other than me. I really like Junji Ito's art style, but I could not get behind it animated. It was too weird, and like I was having trouble following the story. So I give it like 3.
Yeah, it's not gotten good reviews. It's been pretty. People have been like, no, this is
Yeah.
really not.
I had higher hopes, but yeah, Junji Ito stuff not to be animated. Stay is still art.
Something else I watched because I got caught up on it, and it's always on a Friday episode, is the new season of the Great British Baking Competition, which I was like, usually we watch it together. We got hang out on Thursday, but I was like, I went and watched this one, and it's good. There's something about the British baking competition that I just like. I mean, they push these bakers to make weird shit and do things they've never done before, so it's always good. And you get to learn some new things, which I always like. So no negatives on this. I mean, it's just a competition. I'll give it the final, review at the end of the season, but still enjoying it. Ms.
I didn't watch anything else because I've been busy painting and introducing friends to my weird music.
Oh, you could give reviews
Yay.
of your music.
Oh. So if you like gay pop and gay country type things, you should definitely check out You're Pretty. You are and then Pretty. And then Dixon Dallas. They're the same artist but different projects type thing.
Okay.
Check out, they've got limited songs, but all of them are top-notch perfection. for what
Adult
they are.
songs, you need to say that though.
Yes, they are adult songs. Do not let your kids hear this. Parental discretion. Okay.
That's so funny.
But yeah, I love them. They're good. They're great. Zero is the bops, and I love them. And I will sing my heart out to them on our road trips and on my way to work every morning.
Nerd?
I guess I could go with music because I haven't watched anything else because I've either been writing or painting. I'm gonna go with Hadestown. Because it's going to be coming around here and I wanted to get tickets. So I've been listening to the soundtrack a lot and it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the full premise of the musical other than it having to do with Hades and the underworld. and being heavily based in mythology, but the music is fantastic. Absolutely loving it.
Okay,
So,
after you watch it, come talk to me and Erica, because we got to see that at our local theater when it came to town, and perfection.
yeah, it'll be here this spring.
Oh, it was wonderful, and I am obsessed with that soundtrack as well.
All right. For now, I'm giving it I'll give it a 0. It's good.
Mhm.
For a modern musical, this is what I've been needing for a while.
The costuming, I want to be Hades.
I will check it out. I will check it out. All right, Gonzo.
What else? I know I watched some others. Oh, the newest episode of The Penguin came out and watched it, and it's one of my favorite series on TV right now. Super, super good. This last episode was great acting, great fun. I loved everything about it. This show, they're actually, there was a news article that came out that said that they are actively looking to do this with other Batman villains in this type of genre where, it continues on where it's a more realistic look at villains in the Batman universe, the Robert Pattinson Batman, which would be good because if they're like this, great, because there's a lot of good story, there's a lot of good crime, nothing that's too outrageous that couldn't happen. Like there's a drug that they make that does this weird stuff, but it doesn't like make people fly or anything. It's just like a new high type thing. I'm like, well, yeah, that can happen. That's happened before. I mean, you didn't hear about crack for a while until that, and then meth, and so on and so forth. So it's not out of the realm of possibilities. Um, Still amazing television. I don't care what anybody says. This is one of the most amazing television shows out right now. I'll have to, while I'm waiting for stuff to dry, once I seal everything, I'll probably go watch that while I'm waiting it to do, because I mean that's just super legit, really, really good. If you have Max, go watch the Batman movie, and then watch this, because it actually happens after the Batman movie.
Yes,
So.
that's why I haven't watched Penguin yet. Is because I still need to sit through the 3 hours of Batman.
Yeah,
I believe in you, nerd. I did it, so can you.
And the thing is there's very little slow time in that. There are some times that are a little slow in the Batman movie, but overall it's pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mitzi, you got anything else?
No. I was just going to tell Nerd to make sure that she is well rested so that she doesn't fall asleep during the Batman movie and then have to get their partner to, give them the too long didn't read of the parts that they missed.
I will break it into chunks.
Yes.
And do like half one day, half another day, or like half at the beginning of the day. Like this. There's been things I've been wanting to watch. My husband's like, why don't you just watch those in the morning before everybody else wakes up? I'm like, I don't want to watch the depressing shit first thing in the morning. Why would I want to watch? Why would I want to watch Chernobyl at 5 o'clock in the morning while I'm waking up for the day? No.
So, well, guys, we are pretty much solid. If you haven't joined our Discord, make sure you join our Discord. We're doing a lot of hangouts there. We're gonna try to do some hangouts.
For that, Gonzo?
Do what?
Do we have a command link for that?
It's probably gone by now. It's probably disappeared by now. So, but make sure you check that out.
I got somebody new for us to raid.
Oh.
Jamie Daggers is on a Sunday night. She's an award-winning painter and awesome person. I've hung out with her at a couple of cons.
Okay. That's cool.
Can you type the name in there so I know exactly what it is? That way I can.
Oops, I didn't mean to put the space in there.
Is it no spaces? So
Yeah.
guys, we're gonna raid Jamie Daggers and hang out, let Nerd do all the introductions when we get over there, and we will see you not this Wednesday, not next Sunday, not that Wednesday, another Sunday after that. We'll give our review of Warfare Weekend and we will hang out and talk about other things.
So the 10th, because calendars.
Yay!
Is it all one word?
Yes.
All right. Guys, please take care of yourself. Please look after each other. If you hear something, say something. If you can do something, do something. If you can't, find someone that will, because we got to take after each other.
Thanks for listening to More Than Dice, making the world a better, nerdier place, one dumb joke at a time. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. For more nerdy action or to connect with your hosts, check them out on Facebook.com/morethandice and Twitch.tv/more_than_dice. Until next time, stay nerdy, stay proud, and we'll see you soon on the More Than Dice podcast.